So there are some disadvantages to crowns, but otherwise they're quite important things.
The British monarchy has faced one of its most dramatic moments in recent years. And for Queen Camilla, it may have felt like a quiet but very clear signal. A hugely expensive royal estate, kept out of public attention for decades under the structure created by Queen Elizabeth II, has now come into the spotlight. When Camilla, as she sometimes does, tried to place herself closer to the influence and visibility connected to that estate, she discovered something unexpected. Years earlier, Elizabeth had already arranged a careful inheritance plan that left very little room for change. The most surprising part was that the property had already been promised long ago to someone inside the royal family. Someone whose claim could not easily be questioned or challenged. So what was the protection system the Queen quietly put in place many years ago? Who was always meant to receive the estate? And why does this decision reveal deeper tensions inside the palace today? To understand what really happened, we need to look at the story step by step. The clause no one could break. The Grey House did not last 70 years by chance. It survived because it was protected in a way that very few royal homes ever are. In late 2021, only months after the death of Prince Philip, Queen Elizabeth II signed a document that never went through Parliament, never touched the Crown estate, and never appeared in any public record. It was not her main will. It was something much more specific and carefully written. It was a private legacy deed. The paper treated the Grey House not as a royal asset, but as personal property kept outside official control. Under British law, that difference matters a great deal. Anything kept outside the royal archives and protected through a private settlement cannot easily be claimed by the state, the next monarch, or a future government review. In simple words, the house was locked away from everyone else. But one detail changed the entire story. The deed carried a clear exclusion clause. It did not only say who could inherit the property, it also said who could never be involved with it. Queen Camilla, her children, and their direct families were barred from access, management, advice, or influence. Only 4 people knew this rule existed: Princess Anne, a private solicitor trusted by the Queen for decades, the late royal archivist, and Prince Edward. Each of them promised to keep silent about it. But why would Elizabeth go this far to protect one quiet property? Because she understood something many people overlook. Whoever controlled the Grey House would also control her private letters, notes, memories, and personal reflections. This was never about money or land. It was about protecting the truth she left behind. The clause made the estate untouchable, and the most serious part, almost nobody outside knew. The Queen's secret estate. In 1952, only months after becoming monarch, Queen Elizabeth II quietly purchased a remote property in the Scottish Highlands. The purchase was not made through the Crown estate, and it was not listed under her royal title. Instead, it was arranged through a private holding company managed by advisors who also handled parts of Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother's finances. That decision was very deliberate. The estate was located deep inside the Cairngorms, far from the public roads leading to Balmoral Castle. No press visits were organized. No official photographs were released. Even senior members of the royal family rarely spoke about it. Most attention stayed on Balmoral or Sandringham House. This place remained separate from all of that. And there is something many people never realized. Elizabeth would sometimes spend several days there without public notice. Her official red boxes still arrived, and she continued reviewing state documents, but the surroundings were quiet. No ceremonies, no photographers, no official guests. It was one of the few places where she could simply live as Elizabeth Windsor, rather than as the Queen. Interestingly, Prince Philip was said to dislike the deep isolation of the location. He rarely stayed there for long periods. Part of the reason was simple. The estate was never designed as part of the formal royal system. It existed outside it. Still, it remained under Elizabeth's personal control for almost 70 years. And this is where the story becomes more serious. The property, sometimes called the Grey House, was not meant to be only a private retreat. From the beginning, its ownership structure was arranged in a way that protected it from future monarchs, future governments, and even Parliament itself. Those protections were written down decades earlier, long before anyone understood why they might eventually matter. Legitimacy without a title. When Lady Louise Windsor finally spoke in public, it was not from a palace balcony or a large royal event. Instead, she stood inside a small chapel in the Highlands, close to the estate she had just inherited. That quiet setting is what made her words feel powerful. She said the house was not a prize, not a reward, and not a symbol of status. To her, it was a responsibility. She spoke about duty that does not ask for applause, and about service that does not need to be seen, and something interesting happened. People believed her. Within hours, the clip of her speech spread widely online. It was not dramatic or emotional. It simply sounded sincere. Public opinion began to shift. Commentators noticed. Even members of the royal family could not ignore it. Catherine, Princess of Wales, shared a quiet message about protecting what truly matters. King Charles III was said to have sent Louise a handwritten letter, something he rarely does. Later, when she was offered a higher royal title, she chose to decline it. That decision changed the tone of the moment. While Louise stepped back from titles, Queen Camilla moved forward with a public exhibition focused on royal service. But many observers felt the timing was awkward. The event seemed rushed and overly focused on image, and it was quietly closed after a short time. There was little open disagreement inside the palace. The contrast spoke for itself. One figure appeared to seek recognition, while the other gained respect by not chasing it. That difference marked an important shift. Louise did not gain a crown or a new title, but she gained something that cannot easily be given or taken away. Public trust, and in today's monarchy, trust may be the most valuable form of authority a royal can have. Looking at the situation now raises an interesting question. Did Queen Camilla try to step into something that was never meant to belong to her? Or was it simply a misunderstanding of the moment? And what about Lady Louise Windsor? Could her quieter approach represent the kind of leadership the monarchy needs today? However people see it, the story shows how influence inside the royal family is changing. Titles still matter, but the way the public responds may matter even more. For now, the future of the monarchy will likely be shaped not only by tradition, but also by how each generation chooses to carry it forward.